live. Oh, I forgot to turn the comments off. We might get bothered by some trolls, but it's okay. We're live from the cemetery studio, and I want to show you how to attach jewelry bales to fused glass. Now, glass is non-porous, so that means things won't absorb in. Metal is non-porous, so you need a glue that will attach it, hold it, and also have some flexibility to it. You you don't want to use a glue that's going to get hard and yellow and crack. You want a glue that when you put it on there, I got the hiccups. When you put it on there, it's going to stay on there. So this is what we're going to be working with here today. And you can see here, these are some that I put on the other day. And you can't, once these are on, they're so hard to detach. You can detach them, but boy, oh boy, it's work. I always have to get Morton to help me. These are just, they're very, very enduring. This glue is really enduring. And I have the glue that I'm using is E6000. I have, I have some that I have glued, I have some jewelry that I have glued over 30 years ago. And I had bought it when it was called Goop. And they still make this stuff under Goop as well. I like to use the transparent, the clear transparent. So I want to just give you some tips and show you how I do this. So these ones are already done. And I have a lot of different findings. These are called bales. And I just like to scatter them out so I can choose my color. I typically just keep them in this little jar. That way I can see them easily. Always the one that I'm looking for is in here. But oh my gosh, this piece, I love it so much. This, can you see how the light catches? There's only a bit of blue there, but I stacked up some clear. So the light just goes right through there. So I want to use a tiny little, I'm going to use a little silver because this, you can't really see well here, but the color is, it's like an aqua. So I'm going to use one of these little silver ones, and I'm going to use this. This is a, what's it called? A brattle. And traditionally what this is for is to punch this into something before you start a screw. But I like to use it for this and other things. You can see I have gunk on here too. I think it's actually glass paint that I have put on here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take, and this is a great tip here for you, your glue, when you're using this glue, you don't want to lay it down because it keeps oozing out. And I had somehow cracked this tube, so glue was coming out here yesterday. I just stuck a piece of paper on there. I like to first check the flow. It's definitely coming out. See it? There it is. So then I'm just going to take it and put the tiniest little amount, just a little bubble. Can you see that little dot? Scrape that over there and then stand this up. Because when you stand this up, the next bubble will pop up for you. And then I like to put my bale where I want it, but don't touch it with your finger. Use this and push down really hard, really firm. And that makes a super tight seal on there. And then if any of it's out around the edge, which it could be, I just scrape it off with this. Don't touch it with your finger. If you touch it with your finger, you're going to be upset. And then set this to the side. This has to cure for 24 hours. And then what I like to do is take a piece of paper to just keep this thing clean. So I'm not putting glue on glue and sticky a mess. This works so well. It also works, I have these little pieces here. I have some little pieces here that are going to be earrings. This is little, I'm going to zoom you in so you can see them. These are little, I'll find a couple of these little dots. A couple of them are the same size. This is Murini that we made in the kiln here. Find another one. They're not all exactly the same, but they're going to be close enough to make really pretty earrings. So I'm going to just turn these on their backs. And this is glass that we made it in our vitrograph kiln, and then I cut up the big long cane that we pulled out, and then I put it in the kiln again to get it flat on one side and have it turn into that little bead. So I'm going to take some of my, it's hypoallergenic, and it is nickel free. You don't want to have nickel. Nickel is an irritant. So here I'm just going to put a dab here. This I don't need to push down with my little tool. I can just use my fingers here because I'm just touching the stem here. Put that on and hold your glue upright or your glue will go everywhere. You want to use just a little bit, just enough. Just enough. Bonjour, je m'appelle Priscilla. Boston? Is it Boston Francais? Just a little bit. A little dab will do you on this stuff. This stuff is super, 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 super stuff. And it does have, it has a bit of an odor to it, so you want to do it in, it's your green earrings, hey Paula? You want to do this in a ventilated spot. You don't want to do this. Paula, did you wear them yet? And do you have people asking if they're stones? Whenever I wear jewelry like this, people always say, what kind of stone is that? And I'm like, glass. It's a glass stone. And I think these are more interesting than any diamond I have ever seen. Look at them. I seriously, look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh, look at that. They are too cool. I'm going to set these to the side. I almost said to cool. They are cool, but they're not going to cool. They're going to cure. And happy Tuesday. Happy last day of 2024. What an amazing year this has been. This has been a lovely year. I love them. I love these earrings. Okay, so this is a complicated heart that I made. This has Murini in it. This has some vitrograph in it. This has some, oh, there's a car right outside my window. Random. All the green earrings. Yes, 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 yes. I gotcha. They're, this one has one little area right here that feels the tiniest bit. I feel like a little rough. That is all it needs. It's really weird. So this is a gorgeous, complicated heart. I like to make hearts for February. I've had very tough Valentine's days. I think we all have. I had them when I was younger, and we would trade Valentines in school. I was someone's sweetheart later in school, but it was weird. It's a trauma. But I like to make complicated hearts because I think we're all a bit complicated. And these ones I just love them. They're gorgeous. They're very tactile. And I do put a hook on, or put a hanger on them. You could wear them. They're kind of big, as you can see here. They're kind of big. You definitely could wear this, or you can hang it up. And I typically always do hearts in February. But complicated ones. I think we're all a bit complicated. But our hearts, even if we don't have a sweetheart, our hearts are something that, you know, we should love ourselves. Okay, so you just want to put a little bit of glue. You're not going with a lot. And the hearts are kind of no-brainers. Sometimes I hang them in an angle. This one I'm going to hang from the center. And I like to push it down. It slid off. I did not plan for that. Then I'm going to just scrape off this excess right now and set this aside to cure. Again, get a little scrap of paper and just wipe the glue off your poking stick. It is that easy. This complicated heart is absolutely gorgeous. It has a dragonfly in it. It has lumps and bumps and all kinds of goodness. I'm getting ready after I do this live showing you how to attach these. I'm going to go live on TikTok and I'm going to make a sheet of complicated hearts. This one has this little bump sticking out here, but I love that. That's a little, you know. And whenever I'm making complicated hearts, I always think of Janis Joplin's song, Take Another Little Piece of My Heart. I love that song. And she was such a wonderful singer. Okay, glob. Glob, you don't have to over glob. And then this one kind of got off center, so I'm going to use that to kind of push it all right back where it needs to go. Take my, rather than push with my finger and get glue on your finger, we've all been there. I just find this works really good. And if you don't have one of these, a little wooden dowel stick works. But I'm telling you, I have pushed these with a little wooden point. And I've already broken the stick because I put a lot of pressure on there. I love that one. That one's gorgeous. That one's beautiful. Here's another complicated heart. I love this one. This one has a poppy on it. Look at that. So this one, I put some little stitches here. I might give this one a Morton, like it was stitched together. And when the sun comes through these, oh, they're gorgeous. You can see I used 2 pieces of the glass. And I did a fuse called Tack, T-A-C-K fuse. And there's Murine. This one is really, really pretty. A little dichroic. And these are, if you want to know when these are available, you're going to want to get on our email list. It's an email list that I only use. I will never, ever, ever sell names from. And we can only have 3,000 people on our email list. I think we have about 500 now. It's on our website, The1870Studio.com. And I don't know if I have a link here in our YouTube for it or not. I love that one. Oh my gosh, that one's so good. Okay, what else? Oh, we have one more little complicated heart. Now this one here, I love this one. It has little bumps and lumps sticking out that I'm going to leave. And remember I said I hang lots of them from here, but I'm going to hang this one from here. It just feels like it should be. There's a little star in there. There's a little dragonfly in there. So I'm going to take this one. And again, the tiniest dot of glue. Now look how this is running down the side here. This is why we want to let it stand up, because the stuff keeps coming out. I'm going to put this one like this. When I looked at it, I was just loving its shape, but it stayed kind of, you can see on the back here how I made it a square, kind of rectangle. But these look so cute when they hang like that. I love these hanging like that. And happy New Year's Eve. We're going to have a New Year's Eve party on TikTok tonight. You're invited. It's going to start at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I love this one. This is a piece of purple. It's a purple iridescent, so there is some iridescent to it with 2 little Marini bumps on it. And I think it needs to hang. Oh, I like to turn them around and see. think it needs to hang up here. Yeah, right here, right here, right here. It's funny whenever I'm making jewelry, well, things that I know that I'm going to put a hanger on, I'm always thinking about where it's going to go. Always. But until it's finished, until it's out of the kiln, and sometimes you just got to look at it and see which way you like it. But I like this one here. Push it into place, push, push, push as hard as you can. And then I like to turn it around and look from the front. And I need that to be up a little bit more that way. So I move that a little bit that way. I'm going to push it again on the back. That's how I want it to hang. It's going to be really pretty. It kind of looks like a little bit of a complicated heart as well. It is cold here. We woke up to a frosty morning in Pennsylvania. These are absolutely gorgeous. These are, Paula had suggested doing these like paperweights. I'm going to show you how you make paperweights, but you do that with lamp work and some other things because you want it to be big, big, big and thick. These are, you can see, look, oh my gosh, that would maybe make a cool fingernail. That's a cool nail. But these ones, this one here, I feel tiniest little bump. So this is called cold working because you're working on the piece cold and just, it's like a giant emery board. I have a grinder if it's really bad, but this was really little. And I kind of like, see, this looks like the sun up here to me. I'm going to turn this one this away. It just feels like the sun up there. Little dragonfly flying by the sun with the sun in the background. And the secret to this is a little bit of glue. You don't want to squeeze that. Don't ever squeeze that glue out of the tube. Squeeze one time and then stand up and it just keeps squeezing itself. Good morning, honey.
Mm-hmm.
What you up to?
Got a sell of coffee and a bit of toast.
Okie dokie.
You got a pin there to use with that.
Oh, what?
I'm needing some of that glue shoved in the leg of my glasses.
Yeah, I can do that. We'll make a glue repair with Morton's glasses just now. He's wearing his old glasses, which he looks really handsome in. Straighten it up. Look from the front. Make sure it's where you want it. And if you need to do an adjustment, push it again. I love this one too. Oh my goodness, I love this one. I'm going to put the hanger right here.
I don't know if I should wipe this with alcohol first or not.
It'll be okay.
I don't know whether it's best to put it on the shaft on there or into the hole.
Let's see. Let me get this out of the way. The glue is super good for everything, isn't it, babe?
Mm-hmm.
I like this one at this angle. I love that. Yep. Okay.
It's in there like that. So it's to go in the shaft or in the hole. I don't know.
Okay, so wait, what's that piece?
That shaft goes into the hole in the leg.
Okay.
That's how I really understand how it came out. It's going to need quite a lot on it to fill in the gap in the hole in the leg.
I'm getting it goopy. Super gooper. I'm just going to push it hard, and I'll just let it sit here, honey.
Right.
Don't touch it again. 24 hours. This will be right as rain. And it should really last for a long time. I'm going to set it down over here. Is that going to be right?
I think so.
It's tilting.
Close them. Maybe open the other leg.
Open that one. Okay, yeah, that's good. That'll hold it definitely in place. Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect, perfect, perfect. You're welcome. Okay. This one, kind of like the green on top on that one. That one's really cool. And you see how this is getting super goopy and drying by the side? I'm going to show you how to clean off that E6000 glue tube in a good way that won't get you sticky and messy and horrible. You don't want to get sticky and messy and horrible. Oh, I love that one. I love that one. Super pretty. I was looking at this one last night. I think I might use this in a complicated heart. I like this shape here. I think that's going to be used in a complicated heart. I was thinking about using that one in a complicated heart too. This green one. Just because it has this nice, cool little bit here. I think I'm gonna... Sometimes when I'm gluing things on, I'm gonna use this one in a complicated heart as well. I love it. I'm gonna use this in a complicated heart. I think I'm gonna use all these little bitty bits here in complicated hearts. Because they're fused up like dots. And that green pool that we did came out so cool. I think people will enjoy having these little elements in their complicated hearts. And I'm also on the fuse that I'm getting ready to do. I'm making sign for here that says studio, the 1870 studio, and this is a cursive S. I asked if it was a cursive S or ampersand. It could be either, but that's how I write S if I'm writing S in cursive. So today I'm going to make a T and a U as well. I kind of want to put this in a heart. That needs to go in a complicated heart, and so does this one. Yep. Definitely. Okay, so I have these. Oh, I love this one. I got to show you this one. This one, I made it matte instead of glossy. Can you see that? This one's matte. Let me zoom you in. This one's matte, and that one's glossy. I just love how this looks. It's glossy on the back. It's magic. This maybe this should be in a complicated heart. It's cool. Maybe it should be. I think it should be. It's going to make the complicated heart really look different. This one, oh my gosh, look at this. Look at how that glass flow is. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep babbling about the glass. Let me show you here. Get these on quick. I'm going to show you how to clean this. How to clean this little guy up. That's about all we want. I want this to be up here. Don't touch it with your fingers. Pushed it hard. Morton's either making a TikTok or talking to himself. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. This little ball, just a little blob. Little blob is all you need. Pop it on. You want to work on a solid surface for this. Don't try to do this on your lap, because I can't really show you here, but boy oh boy, I'm pushing down on there. I want a nice seal that's going to stay there. This one is cool. This one has a little bulge on it on this side, and I think I'm going to put the bail up here. I love that one. And these, my jewelry findings, I have a link in our website, the1870studio.com. I have an Amazon storefront thingy on there, and I have a link for these bales on that, which you can use, or just search for jewelry bales. But if you want to see the ones that I use, that's where to see it. This one, I did not get a dragonfly in here, and I think I'm going to use this in my complicated hearts, because these dragonfly pendants, they're gonna be in our mystery packages. Just now I'm putting one of these and one of these with the dichroic in every mystery package that we have going just now till they run out, and they will run out. So this is the last day of 2024. If you're watching this on a replay at a later date, talking to our future self here, they're probably gone. And if you ever have a question about anything that I'm doing, please just ask. And make sure that you are subscribed here on YouTube, please. And thank you. I love that one. I've had so many people over the years. Now, this isn't just a social media thing. This is something that I've been doing arts and crafts shows since 1980. And so, gosh, what is that? That's 40 years, right? 40 some years. But I would say, while I was doing an art and craft show, showing jewelry, selling jewelry, I would be saying, as people would be looking at something that I made, and they would say, like, I really like the color of this, or whatever they would say. And I would say, I love that one. I can't help it. I love them. That's not fake. It's not phony. It's how I feel. And I would have people say to me at a craft show, it was usually a lady. This was before Karen was a term, but it was usually that person that we know. And that person also would say things like, oh, my husband could make me that. Or, yeah. They would take a picture so they could make it at home. And I never freaked about that. I put that one off center. I just felt like it needed to be. Anyway, they would, I had been told so many times that I should not say that I love something that I made myself. That it sounded like, people would say, well, you think a lot of your stuff. And I'm like, I love it. I can't help it. I'm not going to lie. If I don't love it, you're not going to see it out here for sale. And I think there is nothing wrong with loving what you do. There's nothing wrong with that. But I've been, especially on social media, I've been told, like, I'm narcissistic. I brag about it. I'm not bragging. The glass does all the work here. I just love it. I love how that looks. I love that. The glass did all the work there. And don't let anybody dull your shine, because people are going to want to knock the wind out of your sails all the time. That's human nature. I don't know why. I think when people feel bad about themselves, they want to make everybody else feel bad. And I think that's a sad thing. Some people, not all people. Some people. I see the orange as a little sun. That looks like a daffodil. That's the center of the daffodil. There's there around, and the dragonflies after it. Even though they don't collect pollen. Morton likes to say the fun fact of dragonflies are the most accurate hunters in the whole animal world. They catch most of the things they go after. And they do it by projecting forward. They can determine where the thing's flying. So instead of trying to get it here where it is, they go for there and then they get it, which is pretty cool. Yes, I love that. I love it. I'm finding too, the older that I'm getting, the less I care about, the less it bothers me. I still care about it because I love people and I love opinions and I love it. I love that we're all different. But it makes me sad when somebody tries to make somebody feel like, maybe their outfit isn't good enough or their, whatever they're making isn't good enough. That's sad. I believe artists, crafters, creators should be able to say they love what they do. Like if I was a nurse and I was nursing and said I love this, there would be nothing weird about that. That one's off center. You have a little tiny time that you can do what I did, and there's glue on here. I'm going to take that off. Push that there. That's where I want it. I wanted it just on that circle of orange. Half circle. Semicircle. Remember to keep wiping this thing off. And I'm using paper here. It's actually the back of a shipping label. Paper towel does not work good. Paper towel tends to leave like the lint and stuff on here. So my label stickers are perfect to use when I'm doing this. And I hope some of these tips help you. If you do the glass and the crafts and the funds and all that good stuff. That way. It's just the littlest chunk of a hunk of glue. Push it down firmly. Set it to the back. I keep bumping my camera. I'm sorry. And see, there's that little sun again. I just like to keep that little sun pointing up. I'm going to put that one like this. I was going to do mermaids for January, but the mermaids I was not feeling it. And I think it's going to be a dragonfly January. Dragonflies a lot of times issue memories with people, about people. I've had a lot of people, like the way some people feel about cardinals, some people feel that way about dragonflies. And what a better time to remember people than in January. Well, every time, really. I'm going to put that one here where that green's coming on. Three more to go. The final countdown. And you see how that it's just naturally going to the side. Good morning. Erica and Bonbon walking by. Love it. I sent my son a text last night and said, "What are you up to?" And it was just after we had our dinner. And he didn't answer me until like 11 o'clock. And he said, "I don't know what I was doing then." I was going to go down and visit, but it was too late. So if you got to straighten it and go back and push, then it'll be perfect for you. And it will stay for you. A fun part of doing this, I think, is this finishing bit. Like this one needs to be this way. Deciding what way you want it turned. And I apologize for my nails. My nails are all split, broken, terrible. I use my hands like I have guy hands. I have working guy hands that I don't take care of. Yes. One last one. One last one, and then I'm on to make complicated hearts. This one needs to hang this away, I think. There's a little bit of the yellow, maybe right there, maybe there. And there is no right or wrong way. There is no right or wrong way. What works for you works for you. These are just some things that work for me. If you have other ideas about how to do it too, please, 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 please always feel free to comment. I love it. We don't get as many comments on our YouTubes as we do on our TikToks and on our Facebooks. It's probably because I'm just on here babbling a lot too. There you go. All right, so now clean. This is super important. Squeeze this from down here, right? And squeeze some, like we're trying to put some dimension back in here. We're taking the air force that's been going up there. We're backing that off. And now this part, clean this off. If you want to have an easy time the next time, before you put your cap back on, clean this off. I like to scrape it off. Pull the stuff off that's been on there. Get it nice and clean, see? Clean it, clean it, clean it. Don't get it on your fingers. These hunks, that's what'll glue your, it'll glue your lid shut if you don't. When you have it clean enough, that you know how you feel is clean. And see, my cap is always clean and empty. Put it back on and tighten it. Tighten it. And then around the bottom of it, I'll take this, my little handy dandy tool here, just in case any squeezed out, it's going to squeeze out down here. There's a little bit. Resist the urge to touch it with your fingers like this. That one was dry. The wet stuff is a problem. And then let's just let it sit there. It'll be fine. And last but not least, clean this up. And usually I put this into recycle. Morton goes through my garbage in here. In the winter when we have the biomass going, he'll put that in the biomass stove probably. Maybe. It won't go to recycling because it has glue on it. And that's it. That's it. Last but not least, I will put my findings back. I like to keep the table clean, tidy, things in its place. Close this up. You never want that to spill. And keep that down by my scale. Keep that setting there. And there we have it. It's been a lovely, 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 lovely time doing stuff with you. I'm going to hop over to my other table back here, and we're going to make some complicated hearts. If you want to watch that, check out our TikTok. And if you don't watch it there, it's going to be a TikTok live that I upload here to YouTube. So if you don't do TikTok, that's cool. You'll be able to see that live later on here. Bye for now, and thanks for watching. Bye.